Part 2. I'll get straight into it. Yes, as I mentioned at the end of the last one, starting off with fighters, my power fighters. Actually, there's one thing I forgot to mention on the earlier video. Any of these games that I show you that you might want gameplay vids of, just let me know, put it in the comments box, or leave a message on my channel, or wherever, do whatever, and I'll endeavour to get one out for you. Some of them might take a bit of practice, or might take a bit of playthrough, because a lot of the obviously RPGs you don't want to see all the cutscenes and stuff and all the beginning boring bits, and it also might need to practice as well, or at least play them. Some of them, a lot of them I've not played. Yeah, fighters. Starting off, talking of one I've not played, Capcom vs SNK 2. This one I've had not that long, so you can forgive me for not playing it. I like the picture on the front. It's like Chun-Li, Shanna Ross. I like you say that. It's like, look at my ass. Marvel vs Capcom 2. Not a lot to say. Marvel vs Capcom 2. Great game. It looks a little bit pixelated on my telly. Maybe that's not the game. I don't know, but really enjoy it. Guilty Gear X2 Reload. Is that it? Yeah. Guilty Gear X2 number Reload. Jesus, a bit of a title. I like the Guilty Gear games. They're spectacular. They're a bit mental and anarchic, and I like that sort of attitude and approach. This is the only one I've got. They're generally pretty cheap to get hold of. So yeah, I know there's one on the Wii, isn't there? But I hope you can use the classic controller for that, because that's quite cheap. They're all pretty cheap to get hold of. Nice game. This is one I've mentioned before. It's a bit of a funny game. This sticks really closely to the anime. It's the game of the anime. This is the sequel to. This is Saint Seiya the Hades. This is the sequel to Saint Seiya the Sanctuary, and it sticks really close to the storyline. It's a bit of a funny one. It's not the best fighter, but I quite like the attitude. And it's in Japanese as well. There's no English voiceovers. It uses subtitles, which I always prefer. It's got a bit of a weird battle system. Every time you fight someone, it's basically along the storyline, and you have to beat them 3 times. And every time they go down, they wiggle the thumbsticks and bash the buttons, and they get back up again. You have to regenerate them. You can do that if you're enemies. I don't really know why. And first time I played it, on the first fight, I put the guy down twice, and he got back up to fight me for the 3rd time. And all the while I've only got 1 health bar, and he's on his 3rd. And he eventually beat me, and I didn't get an opportunity to come back. That was the end of the game. So he gets 3 goes, and I only get 1. This is bullshit. No, it's not. Not a game I massively recommend to fighter purists. Pretty much anyone who's only ever seen the anime, but it's good fun. It's nice and arcadey. Tekken 5. Well, this is Tekken. Or I like the Tekken Force mode, and Tekken Force. Definitely in Tekken 3. I've not actually played this, but like when you pick up chicken and it goes chicken. This is Tekken 5. I like, it's not Hwarang, is it? It's Lei Wulong, the guy who looks like Jackie Chan. That and Eddie Gordo, the guy who does capoeira. It's one of the cheesiest one-on-one fighter characters that there is, I think, Eddie Gordo. But cool though, especially with his afro outfit. He's 70, get a pimp gear. Hyper Street Fight 2. Yeah, just basically a compilation of all the Street Fighter games on the PS2. not a lot you can say. My preference would be for the later ones, just because they're a little bit quicker, and I find the combos easier, the special moves easier to pull off. That might just be me, because that's never been one of my forte. King of the Fighters 11 and King of the Fighters 2003. This one a little bit slicker. It's more of a sort of compilation. There's lots of characters in this to choose from. The roster's not so big in this one. It's a bit more basic looking and sort of pixelated, but they're both really solid. This is one not so much, not even just for purists. These are good games that everyone can appreciate. And also, I'm a sucker for the artwork. Look at that. Isn't that really nice? I like that. And for not sort of massively successful games, the artwork's just top drawer. On to third-person adventure games. This one, Shadow of the Colossus. This is a weird one. I had my PS2 for a while, and this was always on the list. And the eBay prices were ridiculous. And one day I went into Game, and they were selling brand new copies for $9.99 each. I think branches of Game all around Britain. They just basically got Shadow of the Colossus brand new. They've all been shipped in. I think it might have been reissued. Like an idiot, I should have bought 3. I just got 1. And I remember buying it, and the guy behind the counter was going, "Yeah, great game, isn't it?" I mean, then they've been selling quite a few. People have been coming in, but it's almost brand new. It looks brand new because I know to look after it. And if I bought this first off, I wouldn't necessarily have treated it how it should be treated. But I should have bought a few. Great game though. One of the only problems I have with it is the horse looks like it's got rickets. It's really long. It's got a big fat arse. I love that sort of ambiguous morality. You know, you're not quite sure what you're fighting for, which is totally unique in video games. More games should use that sort of vehicle. Akami, beautiful game, but not played it unfortunately. I would love to give an opinion on this because it's one of those underrated games that not enough people played. It's re-released on the Wii, which is also, because of the control system, almost a whole new game. Yakuza, not played this, but heard great things about it. God Hand, I'll recommend this to anyone. It's absolutely bonkers. This is one of the games I'll recommend to as many people as I can. If you can find a copy, get it. It's insane. You can have a good laugh playing this. Just that it's meant to be sort of like enjoyed and sort of have a laugh while you're playing it. It's insane. It's a brilliant game. Devil May Cry 1 and 3. I've not got 2. I think 2 is the poorer cousin of these series. Enjoy them. Not an expert, not played them a lot, but what I have played, I enjoyed. God of War 1 and 2. God of War 2 is a recent purchase. God of War 1 I've had for a while. Again, like Devil May Cry. There you go. Like Devil May Cry. Both great games. Zone Enders and Zone Enders the second runner. This is the superior game, but this is still pretty good. I think I might mention before, this sold on the basis of it had a Sons of Liberty demo in it, but I think it had flawed, and it got criticism for the flaws, and I think this sequel was corrected some of the flaws. This used to be really rare and difficult to get hold of and went for a nice amount, but games companies tend to keep an eye on, or I didn't realise this, but I've found it out a few months ago, that games companies keep an eye on the second-hand prices of certain games, and they re-release them. I think it's done. They did it with Atelier Iris 3, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and this. So subsequently, those 3 games that all went for a premium on eBay are now less rare and don't go for quite as much. So it should be easy to get hold of, and you shouldn't have to pay too much. Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, and one of the jewels in my collection crown, Metal Gear Solid Subsistence. This is one I got for a tenner. Or it was 2 for 20 in Blockbuster, and like many of them, it's missing that irritating little tab at the top. It's got all the stuff in it. It's a little bit more bashed out than I would like, but it's just for collectors. It's great. And this again I've not played, but they're Metal Gear Solid. Finally, this is one I've got recently that you've already seen in the recent pickups vid. Onimusha 3, the one with Jean Reno in it. The character model on Jean Reno, I think is a bit odd. I'm looking to get all the other Onimusha games, but some of them, especially Genma Onimusha, it's on the original Xbox, isn't it? So I'll be getting that. Just come out to 11 minutes. I'll cut it off there. Come back for part 3, and see you later, boys and girls.